I'm giving this kayak to a local YouTube viewer. It is a 9 feet 8 inches long and weighs only 13 pounds. This is one of my favorite kayaks. It is so light and also is very hydrodynamic and fast. I have been building a few boats each year and I'm running out of space to keep them. Therefore, I better give them away than have them laying around and not being used. In May 2018, I received 100 sheets of custom-ordered chloroplast. This allowed me to build better boats. And I start building my Gen 3 version foldable kayak. I started experimenting with different building techniques. This year, 2025, I believe I finally able to create a version that is comparable to the product in the market. Now I'm working on my Gen 26. This Gen 3 looks pretty funny to me now. I was able to pack my Gen 3 and 4 into the small car. It was very unstable, but I was able to pedal it with care. However, my brother wasn't able to control the balance, and the boat flipped over. I modified the boat by extending the width of the boat. It worked very well. The modification was successful, and you can see here the boat is very stable. But it was not very fast. I did have fun with the boat this summer. You will see later in this video how I changed this boat completely into a much better looking kayak. This kayak is about 20 pounds. To me it's still heavy and bulky when folded for storage. Therefore I keep on improving my designs. This Gen 4 boat is very simple and I've tested it to handle 400 pounds. It takes about 6 hours to build one. I tried the different designs. This is Gen 5, which is a catamaran foldable one. But it is really heavy with all the gears riggings. It is weighted at 55 pounds, just too heavy, and also took me 45 minutes to assemble. Our boat is really sturdy. A motorboat circled our boat at high speed, but even with all the wakes it made, our boat didn't sink. I spent a month building this boat, but I used it only 2 times before I recycled it. I need a stable and very light boat. It took about 20 minutes to assemble this boat, and it is still too long for me. This Gen 7 is based on the Gen 3 design, but it is so much lighter, weight about 15 pounds, and assembly time is also faster. It is also very stable, therefore later I put a sail on it. It works, but it is not good enough, and I plan on building a better one and lighter one. This is still too heavy. I designed the Gen 8. Hopefully it will perform better. I make the bow a little bit narrower, and I have made quite a bit of improvement with the length of the waterline, as you can see here. All these changes are still not good enough. I have to change the design of the stern. There are too much turbulence. Therefore, I start work on my Gen 9. With Gen 9, the tapered stern design has better hydrodynamics. It improves tracking and also enhances the gliding of the kayak. This makes the kayak perform better. I can also fold this kayak into a smaller package for storage. This is a good kayak and it is not heavy, under 20 pounds. The tapered stern design creates less turbulence than my early designs, and I'm applying this learning to my Gen 10 design. Because I have other boats, the Gen 3 kayak has been sitting in my garage, and it is a good candidate for my next experimentation.
Also the first time I used fusion only to build a boat. The structural members are made up of chloroplast, and they are fused to the boat. I didn't use any glue. All these bring the cost down and with much better results.
With a rigid kayak design, I can easily use heat to control the shape of the hull. I experimented with the V-shaped hull. It is difficult to create this kind of hull shape with a foldable kayak. With heat fusion, I can easily create this kind of stern design, which helps with the tracking of a small boat.
This boat seems to be very stable, has a very good secondary stability. I tried to get water into the boat.
Not a lot of water though. Yeah, a little.
I really like this boat, but I have used it once last year. Therefore, I decided to give it away if I find a good home for it. A local YouTube viewer may be interested in this kayak. Therefore, I took the kayak to the river and have him to try it out. It was a beautiful day for kayaking. Since the boat has not been used for 1 year, I arrived at the river an hour earlier, so I have time to check out the boat, make sure it is safe. I can also enjoy using it one more time before giving it away. Patrick stands 6 feet tall and weighs 210 pounds. Turn sideways, just sit on it.
Sit in here?
Yeah. Sit. This is your seat, okay? And then you adjust yourself, swing your feet in. Heavier, you should be more stable than mine. It has to do with the cross section of the water plane. Yours is you push the boat lower. It is actually turn out is much better.
Which makes it
Yeah.
more in the water.
Yeah, more in the water, and then the water plane is wider. I only weigh about 140 pounds, and when I sit in the kayak, the V-shaped hull makes the waterline about 22 to 24 inches wide, which isn't very stable. I can manage it fine, but it wouldn't be great for a beginner. With Patrick at 210 pounds, the kayak sits lower in the water, and the waterline widens to around 20 inches. The extra width makes the boat a lot more stable, so it is actually better for someone heavier.
This table shows how paddlers of different sizes affect kayak stability. At 210 pounds, the kayak sits deeper in the water, which enhanced the primary stability. Even better, the riding moment increases, so the kayak feels less tippy and more planted. The trade-off? You lose a bit of freeboard. But don't worry, I'll show you a few ways to improve that. From the seat to the bow, there's over 4 feet of legroom, which is plenty for a small kayak. That extra space gives us flexibility. If needed, we can shift the seat forward to fine-tune the boat's balance. Right now, without any changes, the kayak has about 6 inches of freeboard at the stern. That's decent, but we can improve it. By moving the seat forward, we bring the kayak into an even keel. That lifts the stern slightly and increases its freeboard, giving us a bit more clearance and confidence, especially in choppy water.
Sit back and relax.
Yeah, just sit back and relax a little bit. You can go further. The water up there is very shallow, only about less than 3 feet, so you are pretty safe.
Okay. I almost went to the right.
This kayak had much more room for my size. Was easily able to stretch out. Hull design is more V-type, which needs a bit more experience. My weight helped with stability, however, tipping side to side brought the gunnels very close to water, so I didn't press my luck. Easy to paddle and turn. For my use, I personally prefer the rigid kayak. It was more suited for my size and seems like it would be a kayak you can grow with. Meaning the more you use it and improve your skills, the kayak will be able to keep up with you.
It worked well for him.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah.
It's so light. Yeah, thanks, Hong.
Oh, I'm glad you can find use of it. I hate to scrap it because it is in a good condition and usable.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's so light.
If you like my video, please give me a like and also subscribe to my channel. Thanks for your support. Bye bye.